right through this.
Great.
Excellent. I want to thank everybody for being here for tonight's ordinance administration meeting for January 6, 2025. Present, we have Councilor Majota, Councilor Nolan, and we're going to move on to our first duty, and it's for new appointments for Animal Advisory Committee, Carolyn Haynes. Term to end 2/15/2027. Carolyn, you just want to tell us a little bit of yourself?
Sure, and I'll tell you why I want to be on this committee. I am a retired person. I worked for 32 years at Pathways for Children, but my avocation has been all about animals, including I worked as a stable hand way back in my 20s. I completed the Mass Audubon Birder Certificate, a year-long program. I've traveled to Belize to teach bird banding. I volunteered at the banding station in Plum Island. My travels have been all about animals. I went to see the polar bears last November up in Churchill, Manitoba. I've been to the Galapagos and been swimming with all sorts of animals. So I'm really interested in helping the city make decisions about the welfare of our pets and our wildlife. And I'm particularly revved up about the issue of rodenticides that are killing coyotes, foxes, raptors. I also documented the first bald eagle nest on Cape Ann, and I was present for banding the chicks when the state banded them last May, and I'm particularly worried about them. The eagles, they are still a listed species, and with all of the rodenticide poisons that are around, they are in danger. So I want to be part of making the rules about things like that.
Excellent, thank you. Council Majota, any questions or comments?
Wow, in a good way. You seem perfect for this committee. Just from the 2 minutes I've heard you, very, very passionate.
Yes.
And you've done a lot. You know, you've seen animals. You in your thing, you said you're a pet owner as well. Very, very passionate, and you really do care. So I think you'd be a perfect fit for the Animal Advisory Committee. You definitely have my support.
Great, thank you.
Caroline, great speaking with you earlier, and I read your resume. It's unbelievable, and I'm a little jealous of what you've done. We do have some things coming up. I mean, we have a development that's looking to be built in West Gloucester that's surrounded by a bald eagle's nest, and they plan on taking down the trees.
Oh, at the top of the hill?
Yeah.
Yeah, the
yeah.
one that's owned by
I
the
think-
Mullen family.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes, so you're aware of that.
I know that, yeah.
And your enthusiasm to this is important. And I really appreciate you stepping up to continue with everything else that you've done for this community. So with that being said, do we have a motion?
Committee recommendation. Move to recommend that the City Council appoint Caroline Haynes to the Animal Advisory Committee of Voters, term ending 2/15/27, and I so move.
All right, by roll call, we have one missing.
Just a second.
Oh, second.
Aye.
Aye. Caroline, thank you very much. And
You're
you are all
welcome.
set.
Thank you.
You've been sworn in?
Yes, and I've done my training
Yes, so we will
And,
see you at the next
next-
Tuesday
next Tuesday.
for the city council meeting for the full council. And that can be done through audio, video,
okay.
or in person.
All right, I'll come in person and then I can.
It'd be great to see you.
Because there's a 3-minute period when you can talk about things you want to talk about.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, I'll be there. All right,
Councilor Worthley is here,
Hey.
Councilor Caroline.
nice to see you on my way out.
We just put it through to full appointment.
Thank you. Okay, Happy New Year, everybody.
Excellent, thank you.
Thank you.
Good. Nice to see you. So we're joined by Councilor Worthley at large. The next one is number 2, CC 2024-24, Worthley Gloucester Code of Ordinances, Chapter 2, Administration's Article 3, Officers and Employees, Division 7, Inspector of Buildings, Section 2, 11, and 17, Records and Reports, be amended by adding, beginning on July 1st, 2025, and henceforth annually, the building commissioner shall provide a report to the mayor and the city council listing the full number of building permits that have been issued for multifamily housing units using the multifamily overlay district ordinance. This was continued from 11/4/24, and I would like to continue this again until May.
So moved. Sorry.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Wait, needs a second.
Second.
So we're good.
Good.
All right.
I can put those. Myself, I'm good.
All right, so number 3, City Council 24/25, Worthley Benson, GCO, Section 22/284, Service of Loading Zones, by amended by deleting Main Street northerly side from the point of 132 feet from the intersection of Short Street for a distance of 25 feet in an easterly direction in front of 62 to 64 Main Street and GCO Section 22/284, Service or Loading Zones, be amended by adding Main Street on the northerly side from a point 132 feet from the intersection of Short Street for a distance of 25 feet in an easterly direction in front of 62 to 64 Main Street, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Councilor Worthley, the floor is yours.
Thank you. So initially this was, I was going to lunch there and I noticed that they have a truck pulling into their own parking lot. I thought, why would they have a loading zone out front if they've got one at Oliver's? And then what I learned is they don't use that, but other businesses in the area do. And I met with a number of them, and sort of the Chamber of Commerce, to say, you know, they do, other businesses use it. It's just like a handicap parking spot. It's not just for the person who has a placard, right? But they also said that nobody needs it after hours or weekends or even that early in the morning. And so we changed this to, instead of just deleting it, to replacing it with something, some timeframes on it. Went to the Traffic Commission, they gave it their full blessing, appreciated that. But in a little discussion after the meeting, I said, you know, maybe we should look at all of the loading zones that have, you know, it's either some of the businesses may have changed in the area that don't need it, or can we look at, you know, nights and weekends where people are not parking, it says no parking loading zone. And so this might evolve a little bit. I had Grace Poirier, our city clerk, emailed me today. I asked her for this in the definition in loading zones. It actually is on the books already for only 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Doesn't say Monday through Friday though. And it may be, I was thinking, maybe we should look at more of these so that it creates one of two processes. Either we vote for this, however we want to vote for it, and change this one, and go through and do individual ones, which might be a process, but it takes some time and might be worth doing. Or we look at all of them, but there might be, you know, not every loading zone might apply the same way to everybody. So what I like to do is I like to, if the committee so feels that way, to approve this. And in the next month, I will do sort of a categorizing of all the loading zones downtown and see about meeting with the businesses to see if they need them. If not, they get deleted, or if they need to be certain hours. But the sign, as you see in the packet, doesn't say hours. It says no, it says loading zone, no parking, loading zone, 1 hour maximum for the loading personally. So part of this is also an administrative function. Do we then ask the mayor and ask the DPW director to change the signs to allow for more parking in those other hours? So it becomes a little bit more than just this one place, but what that's before us, I'd love to get this approved and make it specific to this. And then if we come forward with, Dylan and I, the Ward 2 City Councilor and I, and maybe the businesses in the area with a proposal, say, here's the, 10 loading zones that we don't need any longer, or don't need for those hours. So it's just, I learned this in the last hour, so I'm sorry I didn't have more information to present to you. But
That's all right. I mean, obviously, this is added to what we have in front of us. So what we have in front of us tonight is what we're gonna do, but I do appreciate the due diligence, because there's a lot of antique signs that are going on down there that we don't actually need. We could fill them with cars
Right.
for
For customers,
commercial
right.
business.
Mhm.
With that being said, on this actual motion, Council Majota, do you have any questions or comments?
No, we're not taking away the loading zone, we're just putting a time frame on it. I am in the future a little worried if you try to do Monday to Friday, because there are some restaurants that do get deliveries on Saturday. And then where do those trucks will park? But that is
Fair
not,
question,
that
yeah.
is not about this.
Mhm. Fair
But
point.
this
Thank
right now, yeah, I'm fine, I support it, I think it's, you know, it cleans it up, 8 to 5, and then, you know, people are not gonna be worried about parking there for the dinner or what,
Right,
like
and
that.
if you look at it, it actually takes up, it's about 3 spots for this
Mhm.
loading zone, which I appreciate. We along trailer truck, you need that room, but if after 5 o'clock, if no one's getting deliveries at 6 or 7 o'clock at night, why not make that open for people parking, going to restaurants, or, you know, we have more people living downtown, so that might be spots for them to park as well.
Excellent work. I thank you, Council Worthley and Benson on this.
Appreciate that.
With that being said, it's your turn to read the motion.
Okay,
Plus it's yours.
so I move that ONA recommends to the full city council that we,
You wanna read
sorry,
it?
I'm reading this, no, we didn't get the packets, by the way.
Yeah,
No, we don't get email any longer.
What did we do? We got them back in December.
I looked. I only get budget and finance ones now, but I could be wrong.
Oh, we'll find out. We'll touch on lines,
Yes. Is it lines?
lines or.
I wanna make sure I get it right, because I wasn't correcting you, because I finally got it right just last week, and I can't get it wrong now. So I've actually not read a motion, so the second paragraph here, move to recommend that city council amend Gloucester Code of Ordinance, chapter 22, traffic and motor vehicles, section 22-284, service or loading zones, by deleting Main Street northerly side from a point 132 feet from the intersection of Short Street for a distance of 25 in an easterly direction, 25 feet in an easterly direction in front of 62 to 64 Main Street, and adding Main Street northerly side from a point 132 feet from the intersection of Short Street for a distance of 25 feet in an easterly direction in front of 62 to 64 Main Street, 8 AM to 5 PM, and I so move.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Excellent. I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
painless.